morning, Nigerians. Welcome to another exciting episode of Obidatti Updates on Obidatti Public TV, a place where we bring you updates happening around Peter Obi. I am not alone. I'm George Jemide, and with me is King Kamse.
Thank you so much, Joy. It's amazing to always be by your side at the Obidati updates.
Thank you
Oh,
so much. And we're not alone. We also have Mohammed from Plateau State. He'll be joining us live all the way from Plateau State. But quickly, before we discuss with Mohammed, yesterday we saw the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, while he was giving his opinion on the upcoming election. He said that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, the person of Peter Obi, is likely to win the 2023 election because of the massive acceptance he's getting from the North. But surprisingly, this is the same state, the same place. Our opposition party said that we cannot we cannot secure a maximum of 200 supporters. But here we are, we have millions of supporters, not just supporters, but obedient supporters in the northern part of Nigeria.
you know, it's a show of shame to the faces of the people who doubted the Peter Obi ambition when this started. You know, it was seen as just something that was just a cloud that was probably going to move away when reality sets in. But now it's getting to, for them to understand that it's actually reality setting in, and a lot of people that are clamor for change and clamor for a better Nigeria are moving solidly behind Mr. Peter Obi.
Exactly.
And it's an amazing thing to see. Definitely, we are watching that space, and we'll let you in as more stories unfold. We have more stories to take on the updates, but quickly, let's speak to our guest today, Mohammed Salahuddin Jr., who is a journalist with Nigerian Television Authority and also the state coordinator in Plateau State for Up North Ambassadors. Welcome, Mr. Mohammed Salahuddin Jr. How are you doing?
Doing great here, Angels. How are you doing?
We're doing okay. We're doing very good. Okay, so let's move straight into it. The things that we have seen recently about people who previously doubted Mr. Peter Obi's ambition on him getting to become a popular candidate in the North has always been, it's always been a story where the politicians come out and say that nobody knows Peter Obi in the North. Some people even think that he's a footballer. We had one recently come out to say people think he's a Nollywood actor. Speaking about El Rufai, he came out to say that, which is actually a show of shame from his end, to show how unknowledgeable he is about what the political space is looking like at the time. But let's intimate us. How is this in Plateau State? How is Peter Obi's ambition moving there? Is the acceptance level great? And if it's great, give us a description of what it is like.
I think I can boastfully and say this with my full chest that Plateau State is an obedient state. It's an obedient state 100. You understand? There used to be this fallacy. There used to be these fears. First, it has to be the religion. You understand? The religion aspect of things. Like everybody knows, Plateau State is very prone to religious intolerance and stuff like that. But then it's left for us, we, the supporters of Peter Obi, who believed in the dream, who still believe in the dream. You understand? To sensitize these people, to make them understand. You understand? So that's where the grassroots comes into play. And I bet you that all 90% of the grassroots of the support group on the plateau are doing effectively. And trust me, that's how we get to sensitize the people. And right now, as I'm talking to you, it's not Peter will be on the plateau. It's not just about the youth alone. It's not just for a sect alone. It's not just for a tribe alone. Plateau State is an obedient state, and we are going all out for Peter Obi. The response is massive. The actualization is massive. So to me, Plateau State is definitely 100 state for Peter Obi.
Okay, just quickly, the Up North ambassadors have, spoken widely and very favorably about Mr. Peter Obi. But I want to hear from you as Mohammed Salahuddin and not just an Up North ambassador coordinator. What fascinates you the most about Mr. Peter Obi? Why do you think Mr. Peter Obi is the right candidate?
Why do I think? First off, I'm a Nigerian. I know how much I yearn for change. I've seen his track records, what he has done as a governor, you understand? And it's very, very impressive. Look at the other candidates. What do they have to offer? Nothing. Nothing. It's just like someone waking up from his sleep and coming to tell us that it's his turn. Are you okay? Your turn to do what? Peter Obi has all the criteria. He has all the ingredients it takes to make this state a working and functionable state. I for a person, like I said, went back to his track record. I've seen what he has done. Guy, there is no one criminal record against this man. He discharged his duties effectively. Effectively. This is someone way back that has each and every contact of the head boy of each secondary school in his state. Beat that. Tell me that this person don't have the interest of the people. Tell me this person doesn't listen to the cries of the masses. Tell me this person doesn't have the solution for a better Nigeria. This is what I believe. And I believe he has everything it takes to turn this country. I believe. So that's my own conviction. And that alone will make me go all out for Peter Obi.
Okay, it's always amazing to see that you have a personal stand on this, and you actually well grounded to have gotten the information that he truly did it in Anambra State, where he had the senior prefects of every secondary school, private and government owned. He had their numbers on speed dial, and they also had him on speed dial and reported cases to him to show he has a skill in monitoring evaluation as well in every state. But right now, I want to know, there are definitely challenges that you faced in grassroots mobilization there in Plateau State. You mentioned one already about the perceived religious intolerance in some parts of Plateau State. But right now, all the challenges, and do you still face the challenge of intolerance? And if, just intermediate and other challenges as well.
Yes, we do. Like some time back, I think I was together with my national convener, Chigozie Alex. We went to an area for sensitization, and we were almost attacked. But I bet you right now that the same area was visited, and they accepted him open. They accepted the members of another group, not ours. They accepted them warmly. Now the challenge is most of the support group have on the plateau is funds. Most of them, what we find, yes, is funds. We don't have the funds to assess more areas. Like personally, Up North ambassadors have visited over 6 to 7 local governments. We have visited many villages and rural areas. But right now, the funds, like I said, is one of the major challenges. With the funds, I bet you we have members that dare the security challenges. We have members that dare the odds. We have members that will brace whatever comes at them for this propagation. But the main problem here, and the only problem, is the funds, materials, and other things.
Okay, it's good to see that Up North ambassadors personally have also made out time and put in efforts with their own personal resources to get to the people, not just in Plateau State, but in other states as well. Because we've also been able to speak with Up North ambassador coordinators from other states, and we've heard about the good works that you're doing. But also strategically, speaking to people now, because a lot of people are listening, and they would love to know, what are those things that you've done to mobilize people? Have you been able to also spread the message and get people to welcome Mr. Peter Obi into, their school of thought, and also accept his style of
sorry, I didn't get that.
Politicking? What are those things that you've been able to do, to get people to be able to accept Mr. Peter Obi's type of politicking and also campaign style? Because usually before now, the campaign was very watered. We see people go out to go and eat corn on the streets, go out to drink pure water and get it on picture as style of campaign. But right now, we're seeing a man who's issue-based and also speaking the points, nail to, or hammer to nail rather. And it's a different style totally. So have you been able to get people
Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. With the current state of the nation, what more would you do? You don't have anything. It speaks for itself. That's just the truth. It speaks for itself. People are hungry. People are angry. So what more propagation do you need? What more proof do you need to give them? This is a government that doesn't even care about the masses. And another one is coming to take over. So what more will you tell them? It's already there. It's already glaring. So the only thing we do is to make it obvious to them, to give them the solutions, to give them the manifesto and the prospect of a new government, not just by mouth, but by actions. They made these things very easy for us, to be honest. They made it very, very easy for us. People are yearning for change, and we bring that good news. And not just hearsay. We give them the proof. We give them what he has done. So to us, honestly, it's just a walk in the park. It's very, very simple. They've done everything for us. We just capitalize on their flaws and highlight them about the prospect of tomorrow. So it's very easy for us to do. It's a very easy thing to do.
Okay, the major concern right now for a lot of Mr. Peter Obi supporters is the translation of this widespread support to actual votes. And it's been a concern to every single person right now. So I would love to know, specifically in Plateau State or in the local governments that you've been to in Plateau State, give us a ratio of what the translation to votes will be like for the widespread support that Mr. Peter Obi has.
With all honesty, I'm talking about 60 to 70% of the people. They have their PVCs ready. We've shown them how to vote, and we've given them mock-up ballot papers so they know. I'm saying about 60 to 70% of the people are ready, and they have their PVCs intact. So that's that I really don't know how to say, because it's overwhelming. These people accept this man, and they are ready to vote for this
man. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Mohammed Salahuddin Jr., a wonderful journalist with the Nigerian Television Authority, and also the state coordinator for Up North Ambassadors there in Plateau State. Thank you so much for joining us. I wish we had more time to, discuss more, but definitely we have to move on to other matters. So thank you so much, and hopefully we have you some other time before the election, so you can tell us, give us a progress report on what is happening in Plateau State, and if the support is growing and what areas they are growing with more details. So thank you so much, and we appreciate. Dear viewers, we have to go on a quick break right now. When we return, we'll be discussing more on what is happening on the campaign train. Please stay with us.
Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party, can you get a vote? Labour Party, Labour Party, Labour Party, can you get a vote? Labour Party, Labour Party, never say, Mama, Papa, no, to be Labour Party, Mama, Papa, no, never say, Mama, Papa, no, to be Labour Party, Mama, Papa, no, Labour Party.
Mr. Peter Obi's administration built from scratch Chukwuemeka Odumegwu University Teaching Hospital with 25 building structures. His government funded transformation of massive infrastructural development, accreditation of 12 health institutions and 2 hospitals, and also built 10 maternal and childcare centers across the state. He is the first governor to purchase medical equipment worth over 135 million naira and 50 ambulances for the health sector in Anambra State, which remain functional till today. He built and equipped Dr. Jonwilo Heart Center in St. Joseph Hospital, Adazinnuku, where heart operations are performed. Anambra State is the first state in Nigeria to distribute more than 30,000 computers to secondary schools. Mr. Peter Obi distributed about 700 buses to secondary schools in Anambra State and built 200 primary school blocks. He donated the sum of 300 million naira to Anglican churches and 440 million naira to Roman Catholic churches to rehabilitate their missionary schools. During his tenure, he gave 1 million naira each to more than 160 first-class graduates. To promote reading culture in the state, he went ahead to build a well-equipped library known
to Obidatti Family Television. The program is your Obidatti Updates, where we keep you updated on what the campaign train is like right now and what the words on the street are about the most eligible political candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, for the 2023 election. Like I said earlier, it is 22 days to the day where Nigerians decide who becomes the next president of this country. And we're looking that you wouldn't be supporting any other candidate other than the man who has got vision, who's got ambition, who's got distinction. And also you cannot shun. Okay, right now I have Joyce still here with me. That was a wonderful discussion right there with Mohammed from Plateau State. And he said quite a lot, about what the Up North ambassadors are doing out there in Plateau State. And what struck me the most is the fact that he pointed out, politically, Plateau State has been known to always vote in the direction of religious bias or tribal bias. But right now we're seeing them move away from that box and they're looking towards a Nigeria that will be better.
Exactly.
So it struck me. It really struck me.
Yeah, they're looking towards a better Nigeria. They're looking to, this time around, they're not going for religion, they're not going for ethnicity. They're going for credibility. And I believe that they do not care if this person is from my tribe, from my religion or whatever. They just want a competent leader who is going to restore the glory of Nigeria. It's going to take us to a better Nigeria, this positive Nigeria that we are all craving for. And then again, we saw our chief Edwin Clark, the leader of the Southern and Middle Belt, endorse Peter Obi. He said that Peter Obi is his candidate for the upcoming election.
It is wonderful to see what I would love to, irregularly call the OGs of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
The OGs in terms of, we saw Obasanjo, who used to be an ex-president, he's an ex-president, right? He used to be a president. He came out to write a letter. That letter he wrote to young Nigerians and saying that Mr. Peter Obi is the man that is going to take Nigeria to the next level. Exactly. And now we're seeing Edwin. These are men that contributed their own quota to Nigeria's growth, coming out to say, hey, Nigerians, you've been under the rain for too long. We need to give you shade.
Yes, that is a word for it. Exactly. Exactly.
And now, this is the Middle Belt and the Southern. You know what it means for the Middle Belt to throw their weight behind you? The Middle Belt also consists of quite a number of states, consists of quite a number of individuals that have consistently cried out that they have been one of the most neglected parts of Nigeria. And now they're throwing their weight behind. And it just takes me to the fact that a lot of people used to believe that Mr. Peter Obi's vote will only come from southern Nigeria. And not just south. Some people said it's only going to be southeastern Nigeria. But now we're saying every state he goes to, if he was an entertainer, we'll call it a shutdown, because he'll be selling our venues and giving people what they want to hear, which is the message of hope. And definitely, he's not just a speaker, but a doer. He has track records to prove that. He's been very effective, even in private sector. He's been effective educationally, in the health sector, in business. So he understands commerce, he understands health, he understands all the nitty-gritties that could take a society from one level to the other in global standards. So you need to come together and place our votes where they should be and how they should be. Very important. How they should be, so they're not counted as invalid. And right now we also saw a story of the governor of Kaduna State. I'm very ashamed to call that man a governor because with the sense of reasoning, I wonder how he was able to govern. Well, it's evidence, because if you go to his state right now, Kaduna State, there's violence in major parts.
It's nothing to write about.
Yes, major parts of that state. And it's really sad to see that a man who is expected to be one with sense of reasoning when it comes to governance has come out to openly say that a lot of people see Mr. Peter Obi, the Labour Party candidate, as a Nollywood actor.
Imagine.
And I laughed at that story because looking at it, Nigeria itself is a movie. And for the fact that it's a movie acted in Nigeria, it is a Nollywood movie.
Exactly.
And in every movie, we have the antagonist and the protagonist. We have the people that we call the actor and the bulls, you know, in simpler terms.
Exactly.
The bulls are the bad guys. The actors are the good guys.
Yeah.
Nasir El-Rufai is one of the actors we have, but in quotes, the bulls actor.
Exactly.
The person who will come out and say that the ignorance of Nigerians, of few Nigerians, are into the pockets of the APC because he believes that Nigerians should remain ignorant so they could vote ignorantly.
Just imagine talking about El-Rufai. He was one of the people that said that Peter Obi, that's the supporter. Peter Obi cannot get up to 200 supporter in Kaduna. Well, it turned out to be a thing that we got about 1 million supporter during the rally. And El-Rufai, I don't know, sometimes I want to ask myself that what is the problem? What is their problem? You see the candidates of the PDP candidate to come out and they'll speak ill about Peter Obi. Same thing with the APC candidate. They will come up and speak ill about Peter Obi. What is their problem? I thought they have manifesto. Why are they not talking about their manifesto? What is their problem?
When you say they have a manifesto, the first question would be, who wrote the manifesto? They probably gathered intellectuals to sit in a room and write down a manifesto that they can't even read properly. We've seen cases and cases where people come for speeches, to give speeches to the people, and they are reading from the paper and can't even read correctly what they are seeing there. It is evident they are presidential candidates. He goes around. All he does is balablu and the rest of them, making all of these mistakes repeatedly, time after time. Even when you have something written in front of you, when you have a teleprompter to use,
you can't even use it. When you have a script before you, you can't manage it. You can't even start properly.
The first basic of intellect, the first thing you're taught when you try to go to school is reading and writing. That's the first set of things. And when you have someone vying for president who can't even do the basic, first of all, he didn't write the manifesto himself. It is out in the public because he doesn't even know the content. Secondly, he can't even read what has been written for him, which is obviously this man is nowhere educationally. So how do you expect someone like that to understand education? And now having somebody like El-Rufai, who has been known to have one of the most insecure states in Nigeria under his government.
He's even pleading with bandits not to destroy his state, and there speaking.
This is a man that has been rumored to even pay money to bandits to release people.
Just imagine.
Negotiating with bandits when you can swing into action the security of the state. You are paying bandits ransom. Bandits holding the government to ransom. In a state like that, and we have him come out to voice out against a man who has ambition, who is ready to leapfrog Nigeria to a state where it is secure, to a state where there are less ignorant Nigerians, to a state where the Nigerians know their rights and earn their rights. Exactly. And El-Rufai comes out to say, that Peter Obi cannot win. So I laugh at him. It is because of people like him that Nigeria has remained rather in a very corrupt state. Exactly. El-Rufai is one of those Nigerians who come out to the public and pulls himself as intelligent with little or no knowledge. These are people who have had the brains of intellects around them to help them do their biddings, but still has nothing.
Nothing to offer.
Nothing. And I can remember in the Chatham House, he was one of those given the question by Tinubu, and he stood up and he answered very woefully to show you there's no content, no knowledge, no character.
They don't even know what they're
doing. Zero
doing.
Competence.
Combined together, they don't know where they are going to. They don't even know where they are coming from. They don't know where they are going to. And now they want to lead Nigeria to an unknown location. What's going on?
It just reminds me of us saying that, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is the leader.
I'm telling you.
In this case, Tinubu is the one-eyed man. And his cohorts in the APC are blind. And when I speak blind, or when I say blind, I don't mean physically blind. I mean mentally blind.
Exactly.
I mean blind in their conscience.
Yeah.
I mean blind in their ability to be futuristic. Because they never saw this coming. And it's going to come as a whirlwind of shock to this men who think that Nigerians are in for a joke in 2023 elections. They plans have been. It was in the same Kaduna State that 516 illegal immigrants were caught alongside those some other states. But in that same Kaduna State, we've seen times after time where bandits are killing people, and not just killing people, are killing people that are in the government. That same Kaduna State has recorded the highest rate of kidnap. It was in that same Kaduna State that we saw the train being attacked. It was in that same Kaduna State. I could go on and on about Nasiru El-Rufai, but he's a very irrelevant quota to the 2023 election. He's just one of those hanging by the balance, a political jobber who is looking for what he can gain in terms of feed from the, from the APC candidate. So we'll move away from matters concerning Nasiru El-Rufai, and when we get back from the break, we'll be discussing about more eligible and sensible people who are ready to take Nigeria to a place where we deserve to be. So please stay with us right here on Obidatti Family Television. This is Obidatti Update from myself and the beautiful Joy. I'll be right back.
I'll be that they vote for, they'll go vote for another person. So what will they try do now? They try teach people, show people say now the logo be this. So that the way you want vote, when you reach there, you go see one will be umbrella, not be for Peter Obi. You'll see one will be broom, not be for Peter Obi. Now this one will Papa, Mama, Pikin, Day, and that one will be Peter Obi. So when you want vote, you come press that ink they'll put for your hand. You come put her for where this picture they so. Now you go put her. And so you take vote for Peter Obi. So if you see Labour Party logo now, you know what they are
I don't know because of this.
And the European for ballot picture of so on the day of the election, you put your hand for where that picture, you make it not process another person.
So how can
Abia State today. Now I can talk about more important matters.
Exactly.
Yes, because now we're seeing more important matters right there on the screen. This is evident. No one people come out and make fallacious claims of rubbish happening there and here. Right now, that was Abia State. Mr. Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, is in Abia State today. And I could remember the clamor from Abia State concerning how a city as commercial as Abia State has had one of the worst governors in the history of governance, and how he has made that state to not progress in terms of commercialization. This is a state that has one of the biggest fabrics markets in the world, have lots and lots of fashion designers that make quality material. We've seen wonderful limitations of things that are made in places like Paris, made in places like Italy, and the rest of them made here in Abia State. And even though people make fun of it and call it Aba, or whatever name they could call it, but these are direct imitations that have stood the test of time in terms of quality, and it was all made in Nigeria. Now imagine we have a president like this man who is able to progress and take and also leapfrog the content that Abia State has in terms of commercialization, in terms of clothing, in terms of accessories, in terms of shoes, bags, and all of this.
Yeah.
We're going to have a wealth of Nigeria come from clothing, because this is something that we have. This is something that we can capitalize on. This is something that we can take to the next level. All we need is just a president or leaders that understand that this country should not depend solely on what we get from our oil quota.
Yeah.
And Mr. Peter Obi is that president.
He's the right person. Is that person.
He's that person that's going to take us to the next level. So I'm going to say a big shout out to everybody who's in Abia State, waiting for Mr. Peter Obi to come, because I know as the usual powerhouse that he is going to be in different locations in Abia State. You're going to see him in Umuahia, you're going to see him in Aba, you're going to see him in a lot of other places there in Abia State. So just keep the information going. Let your friends and your family know where it's happening, so you can run there, take videos, post up online. Let's create an environment where everybody keeps the conversation around Mr. Peter Obi, because he's the real deal, and we don't want people who are unnecessarily benefiting from a very, very bad and evil government to keep rotating words back to us. Their words should not even be taken seriously at this time, because from everything we're saying, it's evident that they lack content, and they lack competence, and also they lack character, and in some cases they even lack cognitive ability to comprehend some of the things happening in the country at this time. Okay, so for Joy, any final words before we wrap up?
Okay, for those of us who have not been able to obtain our PVC, you can't be an obedient supporter without your PVC. Like I say, that your PVC is your power, your PVC is your authority, is a possible Nigeria we are all clamoring for, craving for. So go get your PVC. We have today and tomorrow. On Sunday, on Sunday is the last day. You can't get your PVC after then. So please go get your PVC and get ready to vote, because we are taking over Nigeria.
Yes, please get your permanent voters card. Make sure you go and get it. And for the 25th of February, it is going to be votes, 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 and vote training in the Labour Party segments of the ballot paper. Our thumbprints are all going to be laid on that part. We're going to be seeing the smallest unit of society, which is a family. That's the father, the mother, and child. Mama, papa, Peking. We're going to be thumbprinted on that part of the ballot paper and make sure that we take Peter Obi into Aso Rock so he can give us back Nigeria. He can give Nigeria to us, the citizens of Nigeria. So please, you can follow us on all our social media platforms. It's Obidatti Family Television, Obidatti Family TV on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, YouTube,